After we had played our first game that I was in charge of the national team against the USA team, I was obviously disappointed to have lost the game, but very, very proud of the players in terms of what they'd achieved in the short time that I'd been part of the side. And since then we've been keep working on developing their skill and understanding the strategies that I'm trying to put in place for this team. After the November program, I sat down with my fellow coaches and we discussed the autumn games, and we put a plan in place a strategy in place to get ready for the games in February of the Six Nations, and I think at the moment we're on track. We've worked very hard on the players' fitness. They've worked very hard in the gym and on the running track, and we're very happy with the way they are. Yeah, the physical conditioning, it's not a problem, but it's always something that we can get better with our players. So as I said earlier, our players have worked very hard in December and January on their physical training, and they're in very good condition now, and the good thing is we don't have many injuries. Under my command, what I want to achieve with the national team is I want to win games. That's the most important. I'm very competitive, but I also want to develop a culture within rugby here where young aspiring players like these athletes out here one day want to play for the national team in rugby, and for me that's one of my goals that I set when I took on this job to coach the national team, that I want more young people to play the game of rugby, and if that happens we have more players available to play for the national team. In terms of the long-term development, there are plenty of rugby players in Portugal. I've seen lots of them, and I'm very comfortable with the plans that have been in place by the Federation to develop players to be ready for the World Cup in 2015. My biggest concern maybe is the lack of players with big size. It's probably the most difficult thing, but in every other position I'm very comfortable with the players that we have available.